What's up? What's up? Tapping in today. What's up to everyone? Hello, hello. Today is Sunday, July the 19th, 2026. This is Teresa. You probably noticed that I changed my name a little bit. Um, just trying to make some adjustments to who I am and how I want to live my life. And sometimes you upgrade and you level up. You make a few changes about yourself. And I chose Riri, the CEO, because that's who I am. So thank you all for subscribing to my channel. Thank you all for liking my videos. I am out here at Stone Mountain doing a nature walk. See if I can get picture. Mountain is back there. Way back there. I'm doing a different walk today. I didn't do the mountain climb like I have done before. I'm doing something a little different. So, but I am doing this in celebration of my sons, both my sons. Avery Taylor, tomorrow is his birthday. But unfortunately, we celebrate and in recognition to his older brother, my other son, Alandis, who was also, that day is also in recognition to him. Forgive me for stumbling over my words, just trying to gather my thoughts. He was killed, unfortunately, on my youngest son's birthday, and that will be tomorrow, July 20th. And I did the video today because today is Sunday. I have the day off. Tomorrow I will be at work, so I won't be able to get out here into nature and do anything. So I decided to come out today. And it's good that I did. I really needed to come out and soak up some nature, get into the weather, get some sun, and just, be one with Earth, pretty much. I haven't done it in a while, so it is good that I did get out here today and do it. I had set in stone that I was going to do it, and now I'm doing it. And that's the thing about leveling up. When you want to get out of the same old routines, you have to do things differently. So for me, I have been doing small things, little things here and there, but I could see a change in myself and a change in my mindset. So doing these nature walks are good for the body, it's good for the mind, and it also helps you heal. If you haven't gotten out into nature, to do a walk, get some sun, you're robbing yourself. I understand, sometimes you don't want to get out into the world. You want to just stay in a comfort zone, on the couch, under your blanket, your robe, watching TV, scrolling through toxic social media. It's just not going to help you. It's only going to feed the bad things that, we have going on, negative thoughts, stinking thinking, what we eat, what we drink, all of that plays a part. And when we don't have a balance by getting out into nature, allowing ourselves to be one with the earth, we miss that connection for our healing journey. And it's just, you're doing yourself a disservice if you can't get out and walk around into the woods of wherever you are. I don't know. Georgia has a lot of wooded areas, so it's not far for me to go to do that. So I'm very grateful for that. You know, maybe some areas don't have that luxury where you could just get out and walk into nature, but there are parks, you know, but everywhere there are parks, you know, city parks, stuff like that. So you can get out there to walk around in that. They got dog parks. So if they got dog parks, you know, pet parks, they got parks for you as well. Get out, you know, get some sun, walk around, you know, touch the grass with your feet. Yeah, it's called grounding. Make sure the grass is, you know, permissible for you to do that. Um, but if you don't get out into nature, you really are doing yourself a disservice. Um, it really helps me in a lot of ways when I'm feeling like I'm defeated, when I'm feeling like I don't have what it takes, when I feel like I'm overwhelmed, you know, when I feel like the world is, you know, taking my energy, robbing me of, you know, my time and, you know, the things that I need to stay focused, to stay consistent. I say, okay, I need to get out. I need to get some sun, some fresh air, you know, listen to the wind blowing the trees, listen to the birds, you know, all of that. So give yourself that opportunity to do that. So tomorrow will be year 10. Tomorrow marks the 10th year that my son Alandis has been physically away from us. I can't believe it's been 10 years. The time has truly has not waited for nothing. And that's why I say, and I will always say, time does not heal. It only teaches you to deal with the pain. So just that fast, 10 years have gone by. And I have to reflect on that. I have to allow myself to say, you know, what progress have I made with myself? What progress have I made with my healing journey? What progress have I made with my businesses? What progress have I made with helping you all on your healing journey by posting the videos, by speaking my truth, by speaking my story? And I can't say that I guess I'm on the fence about it because I had stepped away for so long. And that's where that consistency comes in, that how it's important to be consistent, because you got to strike the iron when it's hot. And if you don't, if you wait until it's cool and you're trying to strike, it's not going to work. So when God unctions you to move, when the universe is unctioning you to move, when Mother Earth is unctioning you to move, you got to move. You cannot be stagnant, even if you don't feel like it. I didn't feel like coming out here and walking into nature and, you know, driving in the heat. I don't have no air conditioning in my car. So, you know, it's hot down here in Georgia. And it hit me that, you know, tomorrow is the 10-year mark of, you know, losing my son. So I said, oh my God, I cannot let this day go by and not allow myself to be in the presence of the earth and the universe, something that he cannot do in the physical form. So who am I to just sit back and allow time to pass, because it has, and not get myself out and give myself the grace to celebrate the time that I have here on earth? Because unfortunately, we all have an expiration date. We don't know when or how that's going to happen. But the time that we are here, it's important for us to, you know, enjoy it the best we can. I know you can't always, you know, be in life with roses and daisies, you know, ponies and clowns. I know life is not like that. But every day is not a bad day if you're not in a situation where it's consistently bad. And I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to the people who have the will and the capability and control to get up and live a life, even if it is just going outside and walking around at the park. Some people haven't done that for themselves after losing a child. So if you haven't done that for yourself, please do it. And if you need somebody to hold your hand, find an accountability partner who can help you, get through those rough days. But let me tell you, that's going to be hard to do because I don't, who you see walking with me? Okay. Who's walking with me out here? I'm not saying people don't love me and they don't see, what I'm going through or whatever, but sometimes you just got to do things on your own. You cannot expect people to be there for you all the time whenever you need them. You can't be a needy person like that. Sometimes you really have to hold your own. And believe it or not, that's okay because that's part of your growth, it's part of your healing. And it just means that you have to write some chapters of your book, where it was just you. And that's okay. When we are centered by ourselves, that is the time for us to get to the core of who we are, get closer to nature, get closer to Father God and Mother Earth, because that's where a lot of the healing and the connections and the understandings are going to come from. It's not going to come from scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's not going to come from listening to YouTube, no matter how many videos or people you listen to with whatever. It really takes you actually getting out and making something happen physically. It's not just mentally, it's physically as well. And I tell you, when I do these kind of walks for myself, when I do these videos for myself and help myself and other people, I feel good, even if it's just for a few minutes, even if it's not the perfect and the best. I've had some videos where you couldn't hear me, the wind was blowing. Doing it on my phone, you only get to see a certain part of the screen or whatever. You have to do it even when shit is imperfect. You cannot expect things to be perfect and then say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, it don't work like that. You have to do wherever you are, you have to start there. And if you got to cry first before you do it, go ahead and do it. Nothing wrong with crying. Crying is a healthy emotion that a lot of people seem to think is weak, but it's not. It's a sign of growth when you cry things out. So I truly encourage you to do that. And like I said, it's not that, I'm happier, and it's like, no, I'm getting to a point to where I have clarity. I'm getting to the point to where I have a better sense of myself. I'm giving myself more grace. I'm saying no more. I'm giving myself the discipline that I need, staying focused on what I want to and need to focus on. So as long as I'm doing that, even if it's not every day, I'm doing it. I'm step by step, moment by moment. I'm doing it for myself because I know it's important. And I'm still here. My son may have transitioned 10 years ago, but I am still here. And that means that my story is not over. And as long as I'm still here and I can continue to tell my story, show up for myself and for you, I'm serving my purpose. I am finding, why I needed to go through what I'm going through, why I have to step myself up to a position of, leadership, a position of guidance. And I am, accepting that at this point. I'm allowing myself to walk on that path. But at the same time, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still healing. And because of that, I'm not going to get everything right. I'm not going to say all the right things. I'm not going to make all the right decisions. But as long as I know that if I stay consistent, focused, and positive about the outcomes, coming up with the solutions, I will be all right, and I'll be able to fulfill, my destiny of being a multi-million dollar, company entrepreneur, multi-million dollar businesses, helping, parents and women who have lost a child, move into a place of, healing and um, being disciplined with loving themselves and allowing, nature to help them do that. So, as you can see, I have on purple today. Purple down. Purple is the color of royalty, and it is also my favorite color. So I decided to, represent that. You have to be who you all are wholeheartedly. And even if it's the clothes you're wearing, represent that. Allow yourself to be royal. Allow yourself to be regal. Allow yourself to be whoever you set yourself out to be. I don't know. Some people just want to be where they are. And if it's not harming you or anyone else, that's okay. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody is not meant to be business owners. It's just not for everyone. But for the most people, you do want to stay open to learning different things and allowing your journey to be about healing yourself inside and out. I went and got my nails done. I got a manicure, pedicure, and it's probably a couple of fingers. I have to redo, but I went and got that done. I was never into getting myself into pampered. I wasn't into getting my hair done and my nails. When all my friends was getting, yaki weaves and tracks and all of that, nails that was long as the day, I was buying fabric. I was buying fabric. So, I just had a different mindset. But for the most part, I did allow myself to say, hey, if I am a CEO of not one but two businesses, if I want people to see my growth and what I'm doing, I have to look the part, and I have to allow myself to be that part. And even if it is, taking the time out to get my nails done, my hair done, I deserve that. You deserve that. And it's just something that, if you haven't done, get into it. It does help your self-esteem, to look good, feel good, and show up for yourself. I'm out here in nature. It's like a river, lake, or whatever, on this walk. It's like a bridge. You can see. So I'm enjoying it, y'all, and I feel good. I really, really feel good about myself. I still got work to do. I try not to beat myself up about things that I have not started, finished, or accomplished. But like I said, as long as you are getting up every day and knowing that you have a purpose, you will be able to make those things happen. So the wind is starting to pick up. So hopefully you all can still hear me. The weather is changing right now. It's probably going to rain a little bit. I did see that on my phone as far as weather. But I'm glad I was able to get out here and enjoy the sun, the wind, the trees, the birds, the water, the walk. I absolutely love it, y'all. So thank you so much again for listening to my videos. I hope you guys can hear me. The wind is picking up. I just want to say thank you for subscribing. It means a lot to me. My 18 subscribers, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you for allowing me to speak to you, allowing me to touch your heart, and just showing up for you and for myself. So I would love to get 50 subscribers so I can go live and bring people up on a panel, because this journey is not over for us. It is still continuing on as long as we have breath. So please just, if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this video, I would love to get 50 subscribers so I can go live and bring people up and let's talk about it. Let's put our cards on the table on how we're dealing with our healing journey. I would love to do that with you, for us. So I just say thank you again, and please, whatever you do in this life, be healed.